A lot of things, man. You just got to preparation. I think a lot of guys prepare differently for games, and you got to figure out how. Obviously we all can be on the same page. We got a group of new guys that we had before. Just got to get on the same page, and especially with preparation and making sure we all on the same page when we get on the floor.
Russell, you guys have talked a lot about.
Excuse me.
You guys have talked a lot about stopping runs. Golden State's obviously a team that gets on a lot of runs in his own. Is that in a sense? Is it good that you guys have them next, just as kind of a measuring stick as practice?
I mean, it really don't matter who we have next at this point. It's really about us, man. I think regardless of what other teams do, we know when we play the way we're supposed to play for 48 minutes. It's hard to beat us, and that's all I worry about is our team.
Is it more frustrating to be this close, or are you encouraged by the fact that you are close and you have the talent?
Both. Just both. I mean, knowing we have the talent is always great, but you got to go put the work in and do what it takes for it to win games.
And what are you seeing kind of in those opening stretches that if you guys maintain it, that you can continue to do throughout games?
A lot of things. Obviously, just doing things we need to do defensively. I think when we play off our defense, getting steals and being active with our hands, we cause a lot of problems. I mean, I think we may be number one in deflection, steal, whatever it is. But when we do that, we cause problems for teams. It's not like it's easy to score on us. We just got to make sure we do it for a long period of time.
You need to see differently from your team that you haven't seen over the past couple of games.
See differently?
Yes.
It's just stringing together a game, really. I mean, we've been doing really good stuff, but it's just staying disciplined with it throughout the whole game. So you can say that. But again, it's very small details. It's not like we have to completely change and bust everything that we've been doing. We've made a lot of progress in a lot of areas, you know what I mean? So it's very small tweaks that we have to do.
Stephen, when you talk about small details, does focus go into that? For instance, just when the team goes on a run, just doing those small things like making sure that guys don't get out and transition behind you or rotating correctly. Is that part of the small things?
What, transition?
Well, just in general, like having a better focus on things like that, like making sure guys don't get behind you in transition.
It is those small things. What comes before that is making sure that we actually run a proper set, just so everyone's it's just like instinct. Then you run a good set, everyone knows where to be once the shot goes up, and so that really helps with the transition to the next position, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Using your transition, not letting them get behind you, so that helps with that. But it is more so a lot of those things because they all link into each other, don't they? All the stuff, so it's fixing all those and do the best that you can. I mean, we're giving full effort, and it's just a couple mental breakdowns here and there, so it's just fixing those. If you fix those, then I think we get to control the game better.
Same thing. For some reason we're not able to kind of sustain it for the full game. We come out and we do the same thing first half. The second half, or we come out and do the same thing in the first quarter. Sustain it a little bit when we give teams momentum in that second quarter, and then third quarter, teams keep their momentum and try to fight back every time.
Are teams making adjustments throughout the courses of the games that you guys then have to counter, or is it are you mostly seeing the same stuff throughout the 48 minutes?
Nah, the games that we're losing, it's the same story, it's the same thing. I feel like I'm telling you the same. It's the same storyline every single game. When we come out, we start off the same way. We go up 20, and then teams walk us down. And from there, they have the momentum. They always say that.
What was wrong with the defense to Anthony Davis in the fourth quarter?
Huh?
What was wrong with the defense to Anthony Davis in the fourth quarter?
I think it's a little. We fouled a little bit. We got them in the bonus early in that fourth quarter. Anytime you get a team who has momentum going and get them in the bonus early, they take advantage of that, and you start playing a little bit timid because you don't want to foul because that's a danger in the bonus. So I think that was part of it tonight before.
You mentioned how kind of the storyline has been the same, but the way that you guys have gotten there, have you noticed any consistencies in kind of what's happening when you guys have let go of these leads?
Well, I mean, we just let up. We just we come out and we do the same thing every game. We go up 15, we go up 20, and then they walk us down to that second quarter. They cut it almost in half. And once they get the momentum, it's like we're fighting. We continue to fight an uphill battle.
Is that something that you think about when it happens enough times? That if it starts to slip away, is it something that enters your mind that you let go of a bunch of those leads?
Well, I mean, you can feel the momentum switching. There's some games where we kind of let the lead slip away, but we still feel good about it. And then there's some games where you feel the momentum just completely leaving you and getting out of your hands.
What do you do when you have that feeling?
Just try to gather, kind of regroup. It's easy to say we're up, we still up, but we still got to go out there and play the right way.
The team dropped to number 9 in Western Conference. Is there any pressure that you guys are feeling right now?
We number 9?
I think so.
I don't care about that right now. I think that's the least of my worries and the least of our worries at this point.
Is it? I mean, it sounds based on the answer, it's got to be frustrating, right? Just to be going through the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a group we just have to. I don't think at this point it's figured it out. We just got to do better. We got to do a better job of sustaining that lead. The guys just got to come ready to play. When the numbers call, be ready to play. And, after we come out and go up 20, that second unit got to keep on rolling, got to keep it rolling. And we got to do a better job in the third quarter to get it back going or to keep it going. It's a complete team effort that we have to go through.
Paul was talking about you guys know that teams will make runs. It's the way the game is, but these sustained runs are kind of a problem. And I just wonder what kind of threat is Golden State in that regard in terms of how important is it to keep them from sustaining those runs?
Well, obviously there's a lot of terrific teams in the league, and Golden State's at the top of the list. And to be able to play against high-level elite teams, you're going to have to be able to play for 48 minutes. It's not a 24-minute game. It's a 48-minute game. And we've got to be able to do that. And certainly tomorrow we got to be able to do that.
From a technique standpoint, how do you keep Curry out of the middle tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's I've said from the beginning, it's got to be team defense. It's not one-on-one, man-on-man all the time. When you're dealing with an elite offensive team, you're just not going to be able to stop one guy with one guy. So you're going to have to rely on a lot of multiple efforts. You're going to have to rely on, giving help and getting back to where you were. If there's a drive, you got to be ready to give help. So you got to play with 5 guys.
See, this is kind of a glass half empty thing because you've lost so many close games, or a half full thing where you're really close and you have the talent to make the turn.
Well, I mean, I looked at it. Our first half versus our second half numbers. And clearly, in the first half, in most of the season, we've been pretty elite. The second half we haven't, and I think developing those habits, those fundamentals, for long stretches is what we're in the midst of trying to work through, is that consistency for 48 minutes. And I think I said after the game, it's not necessarily, just one thing. It's not like, okay, this is the problem. They're not rebounding the ball. It's what's costing them games. It's not just one thing. It's different things that pop up in different situations and different times. But, it's 48 minutes, and we've got to be able to sustain it for 48 minutes.